Hey guys, David Stewart here. It's time for more scales. Scales all day, scales all night. This one is a 3-note per string scale. It is the 6th mode, and so this is the 6th scale in this 3-note per string series. The 6th mode is Aeolian. If you remember the order of your modes, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian. 7th one's Locrian. So we're on number 6, Aeolian. And since I've done all the other scales in this series in the key of G, I'm going to do this one in G as well, which means we are not starting on G, we're actually starting on E. So this is an E Aeolian scale. Just so you know, an Aeolian scale is the exact same notes as a regular natural minor scale. And this pattern is also good because it starts in E Aeolian, E natural minor. And if you were to play it backwards, starting on the high A, it ends on this high A on the 17th fret. It's an A Dorian scale, which we also use a lot, especially in jazz, to improvise over minor 7 chords. So let's take a look at the pattern real quick. Starting here, 12th fret, 1st finger, 6th string, that's our E. We're playing E Aeolian. So our pattern, there's 3 notes on every string. 1, 3, 4 to start on frets 12, 14, 15, and you're going to keep the same pattern even if you're starting on a different key. So it's 1, 3, 4 with no fret skipping, or the only fret skipped is the 2nd finger. We skip the 2nd finger, we skip that fret. On the next string, 1, 3, 4. So it's 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. And our 4-fret box. Same thing on the 5th string. When we get to the 4th string, we're going to do 1, 2, 4 on our 5-fret stretch, which we've done on our other scale. So finger 1, you skip the 13th fret, play finger 2 and finger 4, and you skip a fret in between each one of those. So it's on the 12th, 14th, 16th fret. Okay? We're going to do the exact same thing on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 4. And then we're going to shift up 1 fret so that now we're in the 13th position. And we're going to do that 5-fret stretch right here in the 13th position on frets 13, 15, 17. Then our 1st finger is going to move in to where the position for our rest of our fingers are, to the 14th position, and you're going to play 1, 2, 4 in your standard 4-fret box. 1, 2, 4. So the whole pattern is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, stretch, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, shift up a fret, 1, 2, 4, shift up a fret, and back in the 4-fret box. And it ends right there, and it's the same on the way down as it is on the way up. Okay, now how do we want to use this scale? Like I said, you can use it 2 ways. You can use it as an E Aeolian or E natural minor, which will work over an E minor chord. Okay, or you can think of it as an A Dorian. Starting up here, if we go backwards, it's A Dorian. And it'll work for both of those chords. So if you're wanting to improvise on top of an E minor chord, or an A minor 7 chord, or an A minor chord, this scale will actually work for both of them in this position. And you can transpose this to any number of chords and keys based on what chord you want to improvise over. So in this case, we're doing E. If we wanted to do B minor, for instance, we wanted B minor 7, well, we could just start right here on the 7th fret. You put your 1st finger on the 6th string on what minor chord you want to play a natural minor scale over, and you put your pinky, the ending note, wherever you would like to end on, if you want to think of the other half of the scale. So if you wanted to play B, if you wanted to play over a B minor 7 chord, we would just put our 4th finger on B, which is way up here, 19th fret, and then we're going to end on the F sharp natural minor, and that's basically how that scale is going to work. So those are some of the ways that you can improvise with it. I think it's a really good scale to learn if you are particularly interested in improvising with jazz, because it's useful in it essentially contains within it 2 different forms of the minor scale that you may want to use for 2 different chords. One for the minor 7 and one, well, both of them you could use for minor 7. Traditionally, most people tend to play Dorian over a minor 7 chord so that raised 6th has a little bit of interest going to that minor 7th scale degree. So what I mean by that is that if you're counting the scale degrees, and imagine we're playing in A Dorian, this is 8, 7, 6. The 6th scale degree is raised. If we were playing an A natural minor, There's natural minor. Here's Dorian. That's a raised lowered seventh. So what we have is what's called a leading tone, which means it's just one fret or one half step away. That F sharp is a half step away from the minor 7. If you want to play an A minor 7, there's our 7th scale degree. Playing from A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the minor 7th. So we kind of lead to that minor 7th. That's why we like Dorian. But we can also play natural minor. So you can use this for several different chords. If you have a chord progression that goes like E minor to A minor 7, you can just use one scale for that and it will work out just fine for that. Same thing goes when practicing this scale as doing all of the other 3-note per string scales. You can add in the tapping you want. You can add in shifting positions. I mentioned before that if you wanted to learn 2 good positions, I recommended Ionian and Lydian or Mixolydian because they flow together very nicely. This is also a good one so that you can have something where you're thinking of in mostly a major form and then one that you're thinking of primarily in a minor form. So I might say do Ionian, Mixolydian, and Aeolian so that you have the major starting in the major position, you have ending in the major position. Since Mixolydian ends on the G, we're in the key of G. You can't see that, let me show it to you. Ends on G. And then you can slide up here, and now we're in the position to play in our minor area. So you have a major area and you have a minor area, and that's a good way to go with most of these scales. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in here. And I will hopefully be finishing up this long-awaited series at some point here. Thanks again, and have a great, great day.